So hello, welcome to Man and His Meeple. I'm Andy Savage, and tonight we're going to be playing Kanban EV on Tabletopia. This is Vital Lacerda's next game. It was kickstarted last year and it's coming out later this year, Q4 I think. Obviously we don't have the cardboard version, so we're going to be playing this, the digital version on Tabletopia, as I said. I think the rules are pretty much finalized. I think it's pretty much gone to print now, and I hope that the rules I'm playing tonight will be as printed in the box. So we shall wait and see. In the digital version, in the solo version, we are playing blue, and we are playing against Mr. Turczi in yellow and Mr. Lacerda in orange, both of who are working in this automobile factory with us, making electric vehicles. And every turn they turn over some of these cards to decide where they're going to work that time, and I decide where I'm going to work each round, and then we go off and do some tasks there. And Sandra, who is down here, comes around and bosses us about and strips the points off of us. In this game, the bots, Turczi and Lacerda, do not score. Rather, I score negative points every time they score points. So it's quite important to try and stay on top of the points here, because it's all too easy to go down to 0 and below. And if we get to the end of a week, when Sandra goes all the way through all the departments back down to admin, or we have one of these meetings, which happens when this car goes all the way around the track, or halfway around the track. If we're on negative points at the end of one of those meetings, then we lose the game, which doesn't make for a very good video. So hopefully we won't be doing that. I'm going to try and stay in the game and see how long we can last and what score we end up with at the end. So I should probably be doing this again when I get the cardboard, when I get the real version. But let's see how this works for starters. So the bots start over here. They have 4 designs between them. And I start with a design and a component. And I get to decide, we don't need the purple one. I get to decide where I'm going to play first, or where I'm going to start on this track here, which determines the initial start order. And I'm going to pick this space there, which immediately gets me a training course. Lie that down so we can see what it is. And that means Mr. Turczi in yellow will go there, Mr. Lacerda in orange will go there, which means Mr. Turczi is first to play. So what we do, we flip over 3 of these cards. 1, 2, 3. They're all the different departments. They're repeated, so sometimes you get 2 or 3 the same here. Maybe 2 the same, not 3 the same. And then we pick one of these cards, and this tells us which department. Yep. This tells us which department the player is going to work in. So Mr. Turczi over here on the left, I don't have the black and white meeples. Mr. Turczi's in yellow, Mr. Lacerda's in orange. So he's going to take the top one of the 3. Let's put these around the other way, or I'm going to get confused where the piles are. And then it's me to pick, going on this track order from right to left. And I think I'm initially going to go here on the 3 shift space. There are 4 shifts in a day, and this will allow me to do 3 shifts in this department, which is R&D. I initially going here because it enables me to get a good few points to start with, a good cushion. So Mr. Lacerda, he is going to go, he's going to take the top of the remaining 2 cards. You can see here he's going to take the top of the remaining 2. So he is going to work in assembly. We didn't move, he's going down to logistics, and he goes on the, Mr. Turczi goes on the 2 space, and Mr. Lacerda goes on the 3 space. The Sandra does not move in the first round. She does nothing in the first round, just like in the multiplayer game. So now we go from top to bottom down this corridor here, visiting each department in turn, and whoever's in turn order as we go down here gets to do their actions. So I've got 3 actions, and my idea here is to upgrade a design using this section of the board here. Normally gets a good few points. That will take 1 action. I'm planning on spending 2 more actions on training and this book that I got before the start of the game. So we'll put that back in the bag, and I'm going to pop down to there, which means I'm now certified in R&D. A couple of things happen. I get to move this clip, my ID badge I guess, up to here, and I'm going to take 3 points bonus. 1, 2, 3. And because I'm first certified, I get an additional 2 points. And now I'm going to perform my action in this space. That should not be on the board. We'll remove that. It's just going to cause confusion. And there's another thing I haven't done, is flip one of these. And put a speech token on it. The speech tokens replace, if you're used to the original Kanban, those speech tokens replace the seats, the seat icons that are in the original. Otherwise, I believe it's quite similar. So this may look an inefficient first move, but it is a quick way to get a bunch of points and my foot in the door. It also gets me first to train here, and it also gets me first to pick for the second round, which is important. Sandra's going to come up to here probably and assess this department, and me being trained up here and certified means I'm not going to lose a bunch of points to Sandra. We'll examine that when it happens. So onto my upgrade. I have a plan, I have a design for the sports car with the electronics symbol on there. I don't have electronics, but I do have a battery, and I can trade it in the scrap heap for electronics, and I can do that once per turn. I can trade anything I have on my board for anything that's up here, as long as it's not a repeat. So I couldn't trade a battery up here if there was already a battery. Anyway, there wasn't, so I can do that. Now I'm going to put this up here. So we're upgrading the black car, the sports car. Now I can't get any more points. These others have point places on them as a bonus. I can't get more points. So I'm going to take another training course. I can't use that this turn. So I'll just have to remember that, although I don't really want to now anyway. Oh, also, because I'm certified, I unlock on my board, I think it's, yep, that space, which means I could do a double jump on this technology, but I don't think I'm going to this turn. I'm just going to put that there for the 2. And I take my design and I flip it and put it over here. It's not a tested design because obviously I don't have any black cars in my garage yet, any sports cars up here. But I do get 2 points for that. And I'll get more points for that at the end of the week meeting. So I finished my turn on 22, which is a gain of 7. If I'd had a one of the town cars, for instance, or well, any other car, I could have got extra points as well. I could have maybe got 10 or 11 points, but 7's okay for starters. So that's, I've taken 1, 2, 3 actions and spent the book. I spent a training course. So that's not a bad first turn, I think. Next up is Lacerda, and he is in assembly. So he's going to take the part on his card here, which again is the digital, and he's going to place it in the, I'm going to point with my hand then, that's not much use. He's going to put it in one of the 5 rows here that are, that matches where Sandra is on the board. Now Sandra is down here in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th section. So he's going to play, as I dropped it there, into the red, don't pick that up, into the red assembly line. And Lacerda always plays, it's on the here, Lacerda always plays his cars into the center to maximize points as they come off the production line, and Turczi always plays his on the outside or a straight line. He doesn't play into the center. You can see where the tracks go on this assembly line. So he's going to essentially push the red cars on, which is going to push this green car up there, like that. Now if, oops, he should have taken training first. It's important to do that first, because if he'd got certified, Lacerda can take 2 actions in a lot of these places. That was the wrong one. Doing well here. Right, there we go. Lacerda trains on the assembly line, but he doesn't get certified, so he only does this once. As soon as this green car pops off the front, there'll be 2 points available to whoever makes that happen. And that is Lacerda finished. Next up is Mr. Turczi, and he is in, I can't remember what it's called. I said it earlier. It'll come to me. Anyway, that should have been removed. Now, on this card, we can see Lacerda plays a new Kanban card, puts out new items into the warehouse, and then takes them, and then takes all but one. No, he takes one, removes all the others. And he does that twice if he's certified. Mr. Turczi only does the taking of whatever is on his card here. So he's going to take that one nav system, and they just collect stuff there. In between them, they're going to collect 6 of these and then just replace the oldest one. So that's all. Oh, he also does training, and he should do that first as well. There we go. And then Sandra does nothing this round. So that is the first round completed. A bit of tidying up to do here. We'll put these cards into a new discard pile down here. Now this card that was remaining gets left out. These go into a new discard pile, which I'm going to put down there. Now there's a shuffle card somewhere in this pile, and when it comes out, you're supposed to shuffle the discard back into the deck. It's supposed to start on the bottom, and I don't think I've put it on the bottom. So if it comes out, I'm going to put it straight to the bottom of the deck. So we can see when I'm going to take my turn, because I'm first up here, I'm going to be first to place in the next round. We can see kind of where the other guys might end up. We know Sandra, if this is clear, Sandra's going to come up here into R&D. So we know that they can only go to design or R&D or admin. Now, I want to go, I think I need to pick up some pieces, some parts from logistics. That's what this is called, logistics. Because to go on the assembly line, I need parts. I've only got this one wildcard part. I can't remember what it's called, a universal part. And I don't really want to waste that by just pushing out one green car, because that's all I can do up here. So I think I'm going to come down to here and take some parts. Probably play a Kanban card, which will get me a banked shift, and do some education. Anyway, Mr. Lacerda is next to choose, so we'll deal him a card out of here, and he's going to take the top one of the 3. Take the top one. So he is going to go to design, which is free. As I said, I think I said earlier, Mr. Lacerda will always go to the 3 space, Mr. Turczi will always go to the 2 space, and if it's blocked, they'll go to the next one down, and if they get to the bottom and they still can't place, they'll go up to the top again. So Mr. Turczi, where's he going to go? He's going to take the bottom one of these and go to admin, which means all he's going to do this turn is training. He'll go there, and Sandra finally comes all the way up to here, and she's going to go into R&D. Now, the first time, if she'll go into the next available slot in the next department. So if the 2 had been full, she'd go into the 3, but next turn she will try and move on to assembly and then logistics and so on. Just like in the multiplayer game. So what does Sandra do when she gets up here? First of all, she assesses everyone. Well, she assesses the person who's got the least education, and she ignores these guys. So all I've got to do is stay ahead of them, and I'm safe. What she would want to know is how many upgraded designs we had. And I've only got 1, so I would suffer a 5-6 point loss if she caught me up here without training. So I'm glad I avoided that. The other thing she does is move this car 1 space along, and any cars that are following it she moves up. And when it gets round to here, we have a meeting where we all get to speak and score lots of points, hopefully. Let's have a look at the points. The objectives for that meeting. We have bank shifts, for which we can score a maximum of 6 points if we had 3 bank shifts. Departments in which we're certified, a maximum of 9 points available, which is pretty good if we can get certified in 3 departments by the time we get to the meeting. Upgraded designs for a maximum of 6 points. And training courses on our board. So this is unused training courses, maximum of 6 points. Not terribly high, but I'm not that bothered because these guys just spend onto these cards without actually having to fulfill any objectives. And I get to play one of these, which they don't get to use. So there's this one, which is bodywork or nav systems, up to a maximum of 6 points. This one, which is upgraded batteries, for a maximum of 8 points. This one is upgraded electronics for a maximum of 8 points, and we've already got 1, so that's pretty good going. And this one is cars in garages 2 and 3, which is here and here. So I kind of want to remember that I want to put cars, maybe want to put cars in 2 and 3 as a priority so I can score that. But I can see we're probably going to try and play this one as our objective. Especially, we've already got 1, so that's 4 points in the bag essentially already. Okay. So these things here are, as in the multiplayer game, these are objectives. So first to get 3 cars in the garage, gets a speech token. As I say first, the bots, ignore those. The bots don't go for those. This is 3 upgraded designs. And this one is 2 departments certified. So we're already on the way to getting that. And these speech tokens, as I said, replace the seats and allow you to speak at the meeting and cover these spaces for to claim the points, the multiplier. So we start with 1. I'd like to have 4 by the time we get to the meeting. So Sandra did an assessment and didn't bother me, and then she moved to car forward. So she's done. Oh, wrong button. You must see Sandra in full, filling the screen. Okay, so next it's me again in logistics. So I can play a Kanban card and fill up some of these spaces in the warehouse. And gain a bank shift when I do that. And then I can take as many parts as I want. I'll take all the parts from 1 warehouse space for a shift. And finally, once I'm certified here, I'll be able to take one of the universal parts from the bag. Now, like I did here, I'd like to spend 2 or 3 actions and actually try and get certified early on. I have the training course on my board, so I can use that. If I don't play a Kanban card and just take, say, 2 bodywork kits, 2 of the bodywork kits, then that's just 1 action for 2 parts. Let's have a look at what's on the design. If I want to do upgrades, I'm looking for these symbols in the top left, and there's not a whole lot of bodywork in these 8 spaces here. There's 1. So maybe I could take the 2 blues and manage to take a blue car and get a tested design, but there's not much sign of blue cars coming out of here yet. I think I'm going to go for the certification early because that's worked really well for me in practice, getting those maximum number of points and getting the maximum number of, sorry, not getting the maximum number of points, just getting through these certification stages early, grabbing the bonus points, grabbing the speech bubbles and the unlocks it provides. So I think what I'm going to do, actually, right, I'm going to spend the book on my mat, which I got last turn, so I can spend it. So that's 1, which doesn't count as a shift. Then I'm going to spend 2 shifts to get certified. So that's an additional 2 points for me first to certify. That's slightly different from the multiplayer game. And that means, first of all, I get an unlock down here. So it's logistics, it's that one. No, that's assembly. Where are we? It's that one. It's another. So I can carry 6 parts on my board now. I've unlocked a 6th part slot. I get to move my clip up to the next space, and I'm going to go there. And that means I get 2 points, a speech bubble, and this speech bubble. So let's give myself the 2 points. And I will take that speech bubble and another one. Now at the end of this turn, I can replace them on the map with the blue ones into these spaces here. Okay. So that was 2 shifts and a book. I now have 1 shift remaining, and I'm going to take those 2 parts. It's tempting to try and fill up on parts, but I think getting certified is a better priority in the single player game, in the solo game for me. Who knows? We'll see how it works out. Lacerda, he is down here in design. Now he's going to take 2 of these designs. Well, first of all, he's going to take a training course. Did I do? Oh, we haven't got. Right, yes. So he takes the training, moves ahead 1 space, and then he's going to take 2 of these, depending on where Sandra is in this row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's in row 1. It shows us on this card. That means he takes them from the first stack if Sandra's in R&D. So he's going to take that, not the whole stack though. That one and that one. Now, if either of them had no part on it, like this, that would go to the bottom of this stack and they would score 2 points. But as both of these have parts up here, they go onto this stack of future upgrades. So this will be where their upgrade options come from when they go up to R&D. If Lacerda was certified, he would also take the top card off this stack or flip it under and score 2 points if it had an X on it. So that is him done. If I take cards from here, these 4 spaces, I can take courses and bank shifts. But the bots, they ignore that. They don't take those bonuses. Okay, now down here, first of all, he takes training in the admin section itself, and then he takes further training in the section where Sandra is. So Turczi's going to take another shift up here in another shift. No, he's going to take another course up here in R&D, training course. And I think that's the 4 of us done now. So Sandra is first to act. She's going to move down here to logistics. Now, this is going to cost me this round because I can't get educated. There's no way I can beat her to do the course. And she's going to look for cars in garage. And I don't have 3 cars in the garage. So I'm going to lose a point for that. And then I'm going to lose a point for banked, however many banked shifts I have under 5, which unfortunately is 5. So I'm going to lose 6 points this round. But it's fairly unavoidable unless I just come down here and done training, which is a bit inefficient, even for me. So I'm next, and I think I would actually like to go to logistics. No, actually I'm going to take some designs. I want to come down here and take some designs, but unfortunately I can only go on the 2 space here. Now it would be nice if Lacerda wasn't in the way, because that would mean I could take 3 shifts. I could take a course, education, and some designs. So, my alternative is to take the parts I have and come up here to logistics and push some cars out for points. Tricky decision. Of course, I could come down to admin, take 2 shifts here, do a training course in admin, and then take 2 designs. No, I can't do that. I don't have any banked shifts either. I should, I don't know. Points over banked shifts? I don't know. Tricky choice. No point coming back up here as I have no design. So I think the next thing to grab is some designs regardless. So let's come down here and just take 2 measly shifts in design. Oh, we didn't clear up. So let's get these out of the way. Now, if there was one more step, we haven't had to do it yet. If on the bottom of this card there is a symbol with a part, then we flip one of these cards over and we compare the part at the top of that card to the part at the bottom of this card. And if they're different and it's a viable swap, we swap them in the parts bin up here, scrap heap or whatever it's called. It's just a way of keeping those pieces flowing like it would in a multiplayer game as people pick and choose things, I think. So what's Lacerda going to do? I'm going to flip this card. He's going to take, oh, I haven't put it out yet. Possibly would have been a good idea to put these out before I picked where I was going. Anyway, Lacerda is going to go up to R&D. He's going to do 3 shifts up there. And then Mr. Turczi is going to take that one, and he would come to design. Yeah, here we go. So he would come to design, but he wants to go onto the 2 space. Now I'm on the 2 space of design, and he won't go to the 3 space. So he goes to the next department, which is admin, but he's already in admin, so he can't stay there. So he would come up to R&D as well. So they're all up in R&D. Right, everyone's ready to go. Mr. Turczi's going first. He's going to do a training course, and then he is going to upgrade one of these designs. So he's going to take the transmission or whatever that is, and he's going to put it in the red car. Now he always takes victory points first. He doesn't actually score them. Why is that flipped? I don't know what that is. He doesn't actually score them, but he covers them. He blocks me from getting them. And then he takes this, just flips it and keeps it there. They score points for those at the end of week meeting, when Sandra gets back down to admin. They score 2 points for each of those at that point. And he also scores the number of the points here that this part moves into, this part signifier. So he scores 2 points for there, and we go down 2 points. So the steady decline back down to 2 points has begun. He would then take a car from the track, but there aren't any. Mr. Turczi always takes the most valuable car that's on the track, and Mr. Lacerda always takes the one that is behind the pace car or the test car or whatever it is. But he can't do that. So Mr. Lacerda's turn. He takes the education. He's not certified, so he's just going to do one of these, and he's going to upgrade the engine in the red car, in the sports car. So flip that. And he takes an engine and he puts it in the sports car, and I believe then he goes top left, blocks the next space, moves that up to there, takes 2 points away from me. He's not certified, otherwise he would do another one of those, and then he takes a car from the track, but there aren't any. Okay, so that is Mr. Turczi. Mr. Lacerda finished. Sandra is going to assess me in assembly and find me wanting, because I do not have any cars in my garage, let alone the 3 she requires. So I lose 1 point for that. And then I lose 1 point for each banked shift I have below 5, which is 5. So down to 16, nearly back down to where I started. She then clears out all these parts just like she does in the multiplayer game. Now I might go down in design. I've only got 2 actions here. I would love to take 2 designs, but I really want to take education as well, because what I don't want to happen is for Sandra to get down here and lose another 6 points. The other way to avoid that would be to take 3 designs and have 3 designs when she gets here. But I'm not going to manage that either. So the risk, of course, is if I only take 1 training course, and then Mr. Turczi comes down here next turn and takes training course as well, then I'm going to get assessed anyway. Anyway, not much I can do about that at this point. So yes, I'm spending 1 shift on training and 1 shift to take one of these cars. Now I have body kits as parts, so I was going to take the blue car. What objectives are there for car types? There's none there. There's none here. The only one is the final scoring. There's 8 points if I've got 2 black cars in my garage, but we've got plenty of time to get to that. Now, of course, I could swap for parts in here, but as I was saying, if I wanted the battery, I can't put this in because there's already there's already body kit in there, so I can't use that bin. I do have this universal part, of course. But as I want to take one of these designs that gets me a bonus anyway, I'm just going to take that blue one with the body kit marker on it. Now, because I took one of these 4, I can either take a bank shift or a course bookwork. I'm going to take that. I can't spend it this round. So that's me finished in design. It's a bit of a weak go, and I'm not that happy with it. But we got a design and we got a course out of it. Now I forgot. I just put those away. I can fill up 2 or more of these slots. So I have 3 speech to spend at the meeting, which is okay. As long as I've fulfilled some objectives, of course. Okay, so that's me done. That's all of us done this round. Now the clear up. Put these into discard pile. Now this is, let's put these in the discard pile as well. This is what I was talking about here. Now this part's got a bodywork kit on it. So we flip one of these and it's got the battery on it. So if we can swap the battery for the bodywork kit in here, we would do either way. But we can't because they're both already in here. You need one in and one not to be there. So that just goes in the discard pile. And this remains as the top card for the next set. So let's put these out. Admin and logistics. Turczi's first to act, or first to pick anyway. So he's going to take the bottom one. It's the first time we've done this. The bottom one of the three. It's not the second. They always either take the top or the bottom one. And he's taking the bottom one, which happens to be assembly. Now he would come down here. Sandra's blocking the 2 spots, so he's going to come down here to logistics, which means he's... oh, he couldn't get into design, could he? But it does mean Sandra, Lacerda might block. Lacerda might block logistics from Sandra, which means she's going to come down here into design. That's okay too. Let's see how we go. He's going to take the bottom one of the 3, so he's going to admin instead. Now I said he always takes the 3 slot, but down here it's a 1 and a 2. He just takes the bottom slot, the 2 slot. Sandra's next to pick. Next to move rather, she doesn't pick. She's going to take the 3 slot in logistics. And my turn. So now, let's just have a look at my board. I've got parts and I've got a design. I think we could go back up to R&D and snatch another upgrade. It'd be nice to grab a car as well, but there aren't any out. Now the question is, if I go to... I've got 3 parts. It's going to cost me 2 to get a blue car out the most direct way onto the track and leave me 1 part, which is okay. Can I then, so I would be here. Which would give me space to get educated in here, get trained in here as well. I don't think I can quite reach certification. It will then mean I'm first to pick and I can come up here and definitely grab that blue car because I can go in the 2 slot here and be first to act. So I can definitely grab the blue car. If I take the 3 slot, there's always a chance Lacerda or Turczi will come up here and Turczi anyway, come up here and grab that blue car before I get a chance. So anyway, that's a plan for the next 2 rounds. That's advanced planning, isn't it? Right, so we're going to go here. So I'm first to act. And as I said, I've got 3 parts. There's no upgrades on blue, so I'm free to put whatever I want in there. I'm going to have to spend my universal part because you've got to put unique. You have to put unique parts in here. Although once I could use two body kits, 1 in blue and 1 in black. I guess has black got an upgrade? Oh, you need to put the digital stuff into black, so I can't do that. It's going to cost me 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if I try and get the blue car out of the middle row for 2 production points, it's going to cost me 3 parts. And I don't know why I picked that up. I only have 3 parts, and I really need a part left so I can do an upgrade in the next round. There are no ways I can think of to get a part. Unfortunately, I won't pick up a speech token as well for the desired models. Yeah, black car or the sports car or the trucks are the desired models, and they earn you more speech marks. Anyway, let's just get on with it. Enough talk. We're going to take this body kit and bung it in the blue car and just move these all forward like that. Then I'm afraid we're going to have to spend our universal part to take, well, take digital part or electronics or whatever it is and put it in there. So I'm going to put the black car into this middle lane, so that comes out of there. And this ends up over here on the test track. I get 1 production point for coming out of this row there. Bring me back on 17. I'm also going to spend, I think I've got a book down here. Yeah, I've got a training course. So I'm going to spend that to train once. So that was 2 shifts. I've got 3. I've got 1 shift remaining. So I'm going to go there. Shame we can't quite get certified, but we'll be back here again. So that's me done. 3 shifts and a training course. Mr. Turczi down here, he is just going to try and take whatever is on his card here. The engine. So he's going to take that and he puts that there. He doesn't play a Kanban card, but he does take a training. And he is done. Sandra, what does she do here? She removes all but 1 item from here. From each of these, there are only 1 item in each of these bins. And she would assess on parts on my board. But I don't have, she's not going to assess me anyway, so I don't care. So Sandra does pretty much nothing that turn. And down here, Mr. Lacerda, takes 1 training in admin and then 1 training in logistics. And he gets certified in neither. So he's done. Okay, so that's all of us done. Tidying up time. Discard those. Discard those. Let's put this discard pile there. I don't know why it's miles out of the way over there, so I don't get it mixed up with these, I guess. See if we're going to swap any of these. So that's transmission and bodywork. No, we're not going to swap those. Deal out 3 more of these. We have design and we have the shuffle card. So we're going to shuffle this deck, and what have I done here? I must have done take 5 and then drop them all. Let's shuffle that again. Okay, so we have logistics, design, R&D, and admin again. I'm first to pick, and I said, right, let's have a look. So we got 2 risks here. One, we got a risk that Mr. Turczi is just going to take. Actually, he's not, is it? Am I safe here? If I go to 3, we leave the 2 space empty. Mr. Turczi could take this card, which means he's going to come to here because he's already in logistics. He can take this card, which means he's going to go to admin, which is the slot is free, so he's definitely going to go there. So I think we're safe. Because if I'm in the 3 slot, Lacerda's not going to take the 2 slots. Sandra's just going to come down here to design. So I think I'm happy taking that 3 slot there, although I'm going to take 1 for the car, 1 for the design, leaving me a 3rd one to 3rd action, a 3rd shift to get education. I haven't quite got enough to push into the certified. Because that would be three bonus points and a speech mark and whatever bonus tile that is, which would be pretty sweet, but I don't think we're going to get it. Anyway, the car and hopefully a tested design is going to be more important for me. What part are we upgrading? Bodywork. Right, okay. So, Mr. Turczi, where are you going? You're going to go to admin. And Sandra's coming down here to design, where I'm safe. And Mr. Lacerda is going to go to, well, he would come up to R&D, but I'm blocking that 3 space, so he's going to go there to logistics. And again, I'm first to act. So I've got 3 actions, 3 shifts. I'm going to spend 1 on training, which doesn't really get me anything. I'm going to spend 1. Oh no, I can't do a tested design because I only got 1 design when I went to designs. What a waste. Inefficient. So I take the car, or do I do the design? Let's take the car this round. Anyway, that means we've got an extra shift because I'm not doing an upgrade. The problem is I have to spend this design, this single design I have to take the car from the track. It only cost me 1 shift though, because it's the car behind the test car. So instead I'm going to spend that 3rd shift, or rather the 2nd shift, on getting certified, which is 3 more points for me and 1 more speech token down here, which will become a blue one at the start of my next go. And I get this tile, which is an extra book, an extra training course, which I can't spend this round, and I couldn't anyway because I'm fully trained up now in R&D. Oops, sorry, big zoom there. Okay, so with the 3rd shift, we're going to take this design and we put it to the bottom of that stack, and we take this car and we put it in our garage. Now, we've got points for 2 and 3, but I think we're actually going to play this card, I think. Unless I happen to get a shed load of parts. So I don't really have to pay this into garage 2 or 3. So the bonuses here are 2 more courses, 2 bank shifts, another speech token which I don't need, 2 more parts, and here is 1 of each, but that's locked. You only get that when you're certified in logistics. 2 more parts here, 2 more universal parts might be good because it will mean we don't have to go back to logistics for a while. So let's take that for now. So we're in garage 4, not 2 or 3. Now I'm criminally ignoring banked shifts, which is probably going to bite me later on, but never mind. We're managing to avoid Sandra at the moment, although I think I'm going to get stung in admin again because I'm not certified in 3 departments yet, only 2. So I'm going to be losing another bunch of shifts just before the weekly meeting, so we could be out at the end of the next round if we're not careful. We'll have to see what we can do about that. Maybe I need to get certified. Maybe I can come down and somehow get certified in assembly or design before next go. Let's worry about that when we get there. Mr. Lacerda, he's over here in assembly. He's going to, first of all, he's going to get educated and certified. So he's first to certify there, so that costs us another 2 points. And he comes up here and I think he takes point number 2. Let's just check that quick. Nope, he takes number 1, slot number 1. He always covers the points. So that was his education. He's now certified, so he's going to play 2 parts up here and take 2 cards through. So his first part he wants to place is going to be based on this card that he drew, which is the transmission. And he's going to put it according to where Sandra is, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, which is in the grey row. Now grey has no upgrades, so he can just play whatever he wants in there. And as usually pushes towards the center. So the green card is going to come out. And he's going to take 2 points for that. And when I took the blue card, that should have moved up there. So apologies if that's been bothering you for the last 5 minutes. Then he's going to do another part. And the second part he's going to play is going to be whatever is on Mr. Turczi's card, which is the body kit. And he's going to put that again in here. So this time he's going to push out the grey card, which means he removes one of those speech bubbles, speech tokens, although he gets no points for it or benefit from it. And they all move up. Okay, so it took the extra 2 points off me, I'm pretty sure. So he is then done there. Now Sandra's down here. She is going to take these 4 cards and stick them at the bottom of that stack. And then she moves all these down and refills from these stacks. And then she's going to assess based on how many designs people have. Now, I'm not last, so I'm not worried, and she doesn't care what Mr. Turczi and Mr. Lacerda are up to. Then Mr. Turczi down here, he's going to take 1 training in admin and then 1 training in design. And he's done. And that's the 4 of us again. So a quick tidy up. We haven't got a discard pile for that lot anymore. So let's start a new one. These. Oh, before we do that, we have to compare. Right, so this time we have sat-nav and bodywork. So we are swapping the sat-nav. That's the wrong one. We're swapping the sat-nav for the bodywork. And then that goes on the discard pile, and we pull off 2 more of these. So here we have 2 the same. So who's first to pick? I'm first to pick again. Okay. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, Sandra's next move is going to come down into admin. She's going to trigger the weekly meeting. But first of all, she's going to assess on how many departments I'm certified in. She is going to assess me because there's no way I can get up to here in the admin department this turn. Now I am certified in 1, 2 departments. If I get certified in a 3rd department, then I am safe. Which means I can either get certified up here in assembly for just 1 shift, or down here in design for, have I got a book? I've got a book, so 1 shift and 1 book. Now, I don't really want to push out more of these cars, although it's nice to get the victory points, the production points. Lacerda and Turczi are pretty efficient at keeping a steady flow of cars on the track. And although the points are nice, it's not that efficient for me, I don't think. So what I might do is come down here to design, take the 3 slot, and what I would really like to do is get another blue design with a part on it. The blue design that's here, has no part on it. So I can't do an upgrade for the car that I have and make it a tested design, which is really annoying. Maybe I'll grab a green design or a grey design to match the cars that are on the track. Now that would depend on quite a lot. That depends on the other two not going up to R&D and snaffling those two cars out from underneath me. Now, Mr. Turczi's going to go to, well, it depends where everyone else is by the time we get there, but he's not destined to go to R&D, and it's a long way off either of these two. I suppose actually it's not, is it? If he can't get in design, he should be able to get in design because Sandra will have moved by then, so we might go into design. So yeah, I think I'm safe. I can't... Oh, if I take the 3 slot in design and then Mr. Lacerda pulls this card, he'll go down into admin, so that's safe as well. So I think I'm going to come down here, take the 3 shifts in design, and probably grab either 2 greens or 2 greys. 1 for the car and 1 for the tested design. Hopefully. That's a 2-stage plan, and nothing seems to work out like that in this game. And also I can get certified, so I won't get hit by Sandra in admin. Okay, so where is Mr. Lacerda going to go? Draw this card. He's going to take that one and try and go to design. He can't get in the design 3 slots, so he's going to go into admin. Sandra then goes down to her desk in admin, and Mr. Turczi is going to take the top one and go to logistics. So we're all down the bottom this time, and Mr. Turczi's first to act in logistics. He doesn't play a Kanban card. He takes training, also getting certified. It's his first certification, and he goes to slot 3. And then he takes, he would take whatever's on his card, but there aren't any engines. So he takes whatever's on Mr. Lacerda's card, which is that. Getting very empty down here in logistics. Anyway, he's done. Now, my turn. I'm going to spend my training course from my mat. Which is that one. And then I'm going to spend 1 shift to get certified. Now, that means I can move this up here. Now, again, I'm going to take 4 points. I would love those bank shifts, but I feel I'm going to need the points. They're going to get 2 points for each of those. That's not that bad, actually. Maybe I could afford to take 2 bank shifts. Or 2 parts. If I took the 2 parts, it would mean I wouldn't have to go to logistics for a good time. Not for a good time, for a good long time. I'm going to take the production points. I've been stung so many times in practice. I've lost 4 games in practice, like out in the first round, in the first meeting, because I haven't had enough production points. So I'm going to take that back up to 20. Did move that, I think. So that's 1 shift, and then I get to take 2 more shifts. I'm going to take this, and oh no, greens are... There's a hierarchy for scoring at the end of the game, and greens are cheap. The town cars, I think they're called. I'm going to take the 2 trucks, which are clearly Tesla trucks. What does that say on the back of that? P-I-V-I-A-H? Pivia? I don't know. I've never noticed that before. Maybe that's one to ask Mr. O'Toole, I think. Anyway, so they're coming down. This is not good, is it? These are coming down here. So I can use this one with the X on, no symbol, to take the car from the test track, and then this one to get a tested upgrade. And I can also, that means I can swap this part for the sat nav to get it. Now, because I took one of these four, I get the bonus. I'm not sure I need more books anymore. I think it's time to switch to banked shifts. I get certified, but was I first? I was first to certify as well, so I get 2 points for that. I'm going to take the banked shift this time. I can't spend it this turn because I had no banked shifts at the start of this turn. Otherwise, I would take another design, but I cannot. So these fill up from those stacks. So that was 3 shifts and the training course. Done. And now I'm safe from Sandra's assessment in admin, which is good. Mr. Lacerda, he is going to take 1 training course in admin, and then, so he's first to certify in admin, which gets him 2 points. And then because he's trained in admin, he trains in Sandra's current department, and then because he's certified, he advances an additional training spot. So he's going all the way to the top. He's taking that, well, removing it, which... So then he's first to I can't remember what it's called, top out in there. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then 1 for the speech token, apparently. This remains, so I still get to win this if I get there. So that's still a possibility for me to take that part, whatever that is. It's going to be like this. It's going to be one of those 4 things. Okay, so that is Lacerda done. Now Sandra is doing an assessment down here, and she wants to know, are you certified in 3 departments? If I am. I'm certified in R&D, and I'm certified in logistics, and I'm certified in design. So that's good. No point lost this turn. So then we trigger the end of the week meeting. So for each car in my garage, I score 1 point per design for that car type. So I have a blue car, but I don't have any blue designs here. So I don't get the points for that. And I get 1 point for each tested design, so I get nothing for that. So I was wrong there. Quick check on the rules. For each car, I didn't think it sounded right. For each car in my garage, I score 1 point for each upgrade that has been made up here to the blue car, which is 0. Same net effect, but different reasons. And then I score an extra 1 for each tested upgrade I have for that car, which is 0 again. And then Lacerda and Turczi, Mr. Lacerda and Mr. Turczi, score 2 points for each of these, and those are removed from the game, so they don't score them again. I don't know why I flipped them. We'll bung those up there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not as severe as I've been back down to 0 points at this point in the game, so I'm not unhappy about that one. So that is the end of the week. And again, we just carry on like normal. So get rid of these. Oh, we move this icon on. So the end of the game occurs. That wasn't the big meeting. That's just an end of the week meeting, which triggers this moving along. The big meeting happens when the test car gets around to the hashed area and we get this calendar icon, and then that moves this along. When one of these is on 2 and the other is on 3, that triggers the last round of the game. So this one can be on 2, the other one can be on 3, and vice versa. That triggers the end of the game. So we're effectively about 1/5 of the way through, perhaps, but it does get faster. So Mr. Turczi's first to act, and he's taking the top one. He's going into logistics where he already is, so he's not doing that. He's going to come down here to design. Then it's my pick. So I've got 2 designs. I've got a car part. I've got a bunch of car parts. I'm going to go up to the test track, take a car, and do a tested design. And I'm going to need, at the moment, I'm going to need 3 shifts to do that. So yeah, if I take the 3 shift space, there's no way Lacerda's going to come in here. Sandra is, but she just moves the car round, which means when I take a car, we're going to trigger the big meeting. So I think I'm safe to take the 3 slot there. Mr. Lacerda coming in, taking the top one of these. So he's taking the admin. He's already in admin. So he would come up to here, but I'm in the 3 slots. So he's going to come here to assembly. He's going to push out a bunch of cars, but only after I've taken the one I want. Sandra's coming up here, and off we go. Assessment-wise, there's nothing to do because I'm fully qualified. Sandra moves this car around and all the cars that follow it, and she's done. I've got 3 actions. I'm going to use 2 to take the truck using this design. So that goes on the bottom of there. I take this truck and I put it in my garage. Now, I think I'm going to put it here for bank shifts now. So 3 bank shifts. I'm going to put this up here to remind me I only had 1 bank shift at the start of this game, start of this round. And then that means this moves on. When you take a car, the test car moves on. Because we've hit the hashed area, we trigger a meeting at the end of this round, so that goes down there to remind me to do that. For my 3rd action here, I'm going to do a tested design. So I'm going to put that into there and take the sat nav. And then I'm going to upgrade the sat nav on the truck. So I'm going to put that in there and take 2 points. And I'm going to move that to there. Now, because I have a truck in my garage right there, I get to put this up here as a tested design, which means I still only get 2 points for it now, but I'll get better points for it at the end of the week meeting and at the end of the game. So that was 3 actions. I have a banked shift, but not anything to do up here. I can't take any more education because I'm fully qualified there, fully certified. So I'll save my banked shift, which is good. I now have 3 if I need them in the future. Now you can only ever do, you can have 10 banked shifts. You can still only do a total of 4 shifts in a day because, as you can see, 1/4, Each shift is 6 hours and there's only 24 hours in a day. Sandra's perfectly happy to let you work 24 hours a day and do training courses. Training courses don't count as shifts. You can do as many training courses as you want on top of your shifts. So that's me done there. Lacerda's go down here in assembly. He's going to take transmission and he's going to try and put it in the sports car. No, the concept car. Yes, concept car is the black one. I was calling it a sports car earlier, but it's not. He's going to try and put it in there because that's where Sandra is, and that's perfectly okay because there's no other upgrades in the concept car. So he pushes out the red car and moves all these down here. And that red car earns him 2 victory points, which knocks off of me. It's not a desired model, so nothing to do there. He does, he takes education. Education? I don't think I've missed other ones. He then looks at Mr. Turczi's car and he takes this. Now he can't put that in the concept car because it already has one. So he tries to put it into the blue car, which is I don't know what the blue car is, I've forgotten. There are no designs in the blue car, so he can put that straight in there, which pushes out this truck, and these will move accordingly. The truck comes around here onto the track. 3. There's room for 4 cars on the test track. When you place a 5th one, you lose the one in front, or the one behind the test car. Did I take another 2 points off for that? I can't remember. I think I did. No, I don't think I did. Let's go down anyway. Better safe than sorry. Okay, so he's finished there. Let's just double check he doesn't do anything else there. Provide car part, provide an additional car part. Right. Down here, Mr. Turczi's in design, and he's going to take 2 from the top, or rather 2 from here. And no additional one, but he is going to take a training course. And that's him done. So let's just see if we're going to swap any parts here. That's the wrong pile. So sat nav for either transmission or electronics. So we need to swap sat nav in here for that one. Discard this lot. Okay. Can't remember if that means we shuffle it right now. I think it's after we've finished putting these cards out. Doesn't matter really as long as we're consistent. Shuffle this. Now who's first to pick? It's right. Well, Sandra is going to move just straight down here into assembly, where again I'm safe from assessment for now. Where do I want to go next? I've kind of finished a round of actions. Oh, we didn't have the meeting. We've got to have a meeting. Right, let's put Sandra back there. So, yeah, that's okay to see those. Those get done in the turn, I think, straight after. They're supposed to get done earlier. So, meeting. We're down here. Now, what happens is Mr. Lacerda has 1 speech token to play, and he places it in the rightmost card and scores maximum points. In the next round, he'll have 2, and then 3, and then if there's a fourth meeting, he'll have 4. Mr. Turczi always has 3 speech tokens, which he plays from left to right, he places in the highest multiplier, as I think you have to, and takes the lowest multiplier as the score. They never interact with the scoring cards I play, so I can put mine out whenever I want. It's not like in the multiplayer game where you have to time you're playing the cards so that other people don't get the points off them. So let's just quickly run through here. Right, I've just checked certification markers. I'm on 3. Mr. Lacerda is on 2, and Mr. Turczi is on 1. I've got him on 2 here. No, 1. Mr. Lacerda should be on 2. He's certified there, and he's certified there. So he should be there now. So this means this is the order of playing the objectives in the meeting. So I get to go first, then Lacerda, then Turczi. Incidentally, this player is called Mr. Turczi because it was David Turczi who developed this rather clever solo method. I really like this one. It actually reminds me a bit of the Lisboa solo mode, where you have the pawn that moves down the side on the cards there, on the cards in the top left of the board. And I think that's quite a cool mode as well. I like that you can have some idea where they're going to go, so you can plan your moves accordingly. Same in this. It's very clever. I like it. So enough waffling. Points, right? So I can get, how many bank shifts have I got? I've got 3, so I could get 6 from that. I can get 9 from that. So that's a priority for me. Upgraded designs, I've got 2, one tested and one not. I think I can still claim them both, so that's worth 4. And I've got, how many training courses have I got? None. So I can't get anything for that one. And in my hand, I've got nothing on that one, nothing on that one, 4 points on that one, and 4 points on that one. So I think if I play one now and play one next round, I'm probably going to get another car, and I'll be quite happy to put it in there unless I've unlocked this. So I'm probably going to put this one out for 4 points. I'll put it out now. Actually, no, I won't, because I don't want to play on it yet. So I've got 4 speech tokens to play, and I'm going to put the first one into, where did I say? The certifications for 9 points. So I'm on 12, that takes me up to 21. Now this is always quite brutal. Well, it can be. I can lose a lot of points here. Next up is Mr. Lacerda. He plays his one and only token into there for 6. So immediately takes back 6 of the 9 I just got. Then Mr. Lacerda plays into the leftmost one and takes the lowest multiplier. So he's taking 2 for that. Mr. Lacerda is now out, and I've got 3 more to play. So this one I said was worth 4. This one's worth nothing. This one is now worth 4. I should have played there, shouldn't I? Silly. Never mind. Mistakes. I'll play there for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Mr. Turczi is going to play there for 3. Takes the lowest multiplier. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to play here, I think, for 4 more. One, 2, 3, 4. He's going to play there for 2. And then I'm going to play my last card from my hand. I'm going to play this one for 4. Let's get up there. Sorry if you can hear the dog barking. Right, and I'm putting that up there just for 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not bad. So I've gone on and on about how brutal this is, and it's been quite soft on me this turn. So that's promising. We'll see how that lasts. So that's the end of the meeting. So we take back all of these. Stack there. Sorry, sometimes. Forget it. We'll just put them in a pile there because stacking has decided not to work. Right. So they get these ones back. Well. And I'm going to put another one there. Now these are all discarded. Now I get to play 2 from my hand for next turn. Now, definitely this one. That's a no-brainer. Let's stick. This could be worth 8 points to Mr. Turczi if I'm not careful, but Mr. Lacerda, I mean. But if we put it in that slot there, it's probably safe enough from him. And then we deal 2 more off the deck. And then flip them. Okay, so what have we got for next turn? We've got those universal parts for a maximum of 6. We've got the upgraded ignition batteries for a maximum of 8. We've got cars in garages 2 and 3 for a maximum of 8, and 4 points for being trained in R&D, which we are. So that's one I can take as well. And then I fill up to 4 cards in my hand. So I need to take 3 of these. So what have I got here? Any cars in garages for a maximum of 6. Trained in logistics for 4. Designs on my board for 6. And the old body parts and sat navs for 6. So basically getting cars in garages, I think. So this, I can play this one. But getting cars in garages, I think, is going to be an easy one. We've already nearly maxed that. I only need 1 more car. So that was the meeting. The calendar goes back up here. And this moves on to the 1. So we're 1 and 1. What's my game plan now? Sandra's going to come down to... Wrong button. Sandra's coming down to there. So my game plan now, I have still took 2 universal parts. I think I might like just to come and take some more plans. It's not great down here because I'd like to see blue or grey ones in this area here so I can get bonus banked shifts as well. But the only blue one, again, has the X there, so I can't grab an upgrade for that. Maybe, how many cars? We've got a few cars out here now. We have a green car, red car. Maybe I can do the double. Take 1 and get a design as well. Grab 2 reds and the truck, maybe. Or 2 greens and the truck. Get the design, tested design into the truck, and then grab the red car and a tested design. for 3 shifts. Well, 3 in a bank shift. There's possibility. So let's come down to design. Let's have a quick look. There's a possibility someone's going to end up in R&D and take a car, but that might just make it cheaper for us. And if they do take the green one or the red one, I'll get to pick the other one, hopefully. Right, Lacerda. Where's he going to go? He's going to take the top one. So he's going, he's already in assembly. So he's going to come down here into logistics. Mr. Turczi is going to go to, oh, right, he is going up there into R&D. What card is he going to take then if he goes to R&D? He's going to take the red one. Because he takes the most valuable card that's there. So it looks like we'll be grabbing the green one maybe. Anyway, he's up first. So he's going to do one design. So he's going to upgrade the electronics in the Tesla truck. And I think he's going to put that there. And he's going to take 3 points for that. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to take the green car. Which again just sits here in the little collection. And these will move around. So he's made the red car cheaper for me anyway. The sports car. Is the red car the sports car? Looks like a sports car. Green car is like the town car. Blue car is just an SUV then. Okay. So, Turczi's done. Sandra up here. She's going to assess, but I'm okay because I'm not the lowest. Oh, forgot this. I have a feeling maybe I forgot a few of these. Turczi is certified. So he's going to take the 3 spot there. Right, back to here. Sandra is not assessing me. I don't care, but she does clear out all these parts. So okay. Finished. Lacerda takes a training course and plays a Kanban card. That should have gone out with those. Takes the top Kanban card. He plays it according to where Sandra is. Let's just double check that. It's not there. Provide the required car part from the design. No, that's the wrong one. Issue a Kanban order. Check Sandra's location for card placement. No, I wish I had one here, but I don't. So I'm just going to check the rules quick. Okay, so he places the double in the appropriate orientation for top or bottom. And then he shifts it up or down depending whether Sandra is in the top or the bottom section. So, and then he places according to the standard rules. So that's 1 sat nav and one engine. One engine, 1 sat nav. Plungs that under there, and then he takes 2 car parts, I think. Select a part and take an additional part. So there are only 2 parts, so I'm not going to bother flipping cards. What happened? That came out the wrong one. That's supposed to be a sat nav, and there is an additional part, so I do need to flip. Right. So the first one he takes is the sat nav, which comes down there, and the second one would be a sat nav. Well, it wouldn't because it would clear. Right. So the other part is the transmission. So they've got 4 of those now, 5 of those now. So that is Lacerda done there. Nope. Right, so I have 3 actions to spend down here in design. Now, I don't have any courses. So do I want to take 3 designs and just hang on to a third one? I'm going to take those 2, and now I can either take a third one, which I think I will do. Again, it's a real shame that neither of these have got parts on them, because I don't really want the green one, because then I can just get more upgraded parts for the cars in my garage. So I can get tested designs. So I can either just take the truck or another red one. I just take the truck design. So I get one of these bonus things. So I'm going to take the bank shift, I think. Put those down there. Take a bank shift. I could spend a bank shift to take a 4th design, but I don't have enough parts to justify it, but it will mean I don't have to come back down here. Because I'm certified, I can grab off of this pile. I think I'm going to take another red one. So I can take 1 to take the red car, and then 2 upgraded, 2 tested upgrades, and then a tested upgrade, another tested upgrade on the truck. Let's move all these down. I'm done here. I took my bank shift for this. I don't want to spend any. I could spend. No, I've had 3 actions there. Nah, I'm done. I'm not going to spend any bank shifts there. So that's all of us done. Let's see if we're exchanging any parts in the parts bin. Nope, because those symbols match. Didn't see what that was that I flipped over. And anyway, I'm last to pick, so it doesn't really matter. So Mr. Turczi's first, and he's going to take this top one and go to design, which is free. Sandra's coming down here to logistics, which is a bit worrying because I'm going to get hit because I don't have 3 parts. So that's going to be a big point loss, although I have bank shift, so it's going to be 2 points lost. Maybe 3. It's not that much of a worry anymore. Once you've got a few bank shifts, Sandra's not so scary. And Mr. Lacerda taking the bottom one. He's also going to go. He would go to design, but I'm blocking it, so he's going down there into admin. I'm going back up here, I think, is the plan. Take the red car. Yeah, we're all good. Okay, someone first to act. So we're going to spend this plan with no symbol on it to take the red car for 1 shift. I'm going to stick it in garage number 3 because did they all get rotated? Garage number 3, so I can pick up some points here at the end of the meeting. And I have 3 cars in my garage now, so I get this. So that is a speech token. And that is gone. These will move up. There's no point bonuses. Okay, now I have 3 designs left. I have 3 shifts left, so I could I've only got 2 parts though. But they are universal parts. So what's the most valuable thing here? Because I've got to remember I've got this icon. This thing here is a double jump and I get the extra points. So it's a good time if I've got one. I haven't got one with a digital on, typical. Would be a good time to jump the digital one and get 5 extra points for it. These are all different, which is typical. I think I might spend my double jump and get extra points this turn on the... So let's leave the bodywork one. We won't do the bodywork one yet. I'm going to upgrade the battery in the red car. Okay, so I'm going to take this universal part, change it for a battery, and upgrade the battery in the red car. I'm going to put it there naturally for the only bonus that's left. Oh, actually, I thought it was the engine, but it's the battery. So that is 2 points and a book. Oh, and that's a test. Yes, that's a tested design. Then I'm going to spend another universal part on an engine to upgrade the engine in the truck. So that goes in there. I take an engine out of here and put it into the truck. And I'm going to put it there for a bank shift. And this, I'm going to use my the bonus that comes from the R&D unlock bonus. So I'm going to remove that, which means I double jump this engine. 1, 2, and I get those 4 points as extra. So that's 6 points. 2 for the tested upgrade, and then 4 for that double jump there for using that bonus. I wish I had another part. So I've still... That's 3 shifts. Okay. So I don't need to spend a bank shift. I can't get any more training up here. So I'm done. Sandra's coming here to logistics and she is assessing me, unfortunately. And she wants to know if I have 2 or fewer parts, and I do. So I lose a point for that. But I now have 5 bank shifts, so I don't lose any further points. So that wasn't that painful. She would clear out any doubles in here, which there aren't any. Mr. Turczi's down here in design, and he's going to take designs from the 3rd column. So that's those 2. Stick them in his design pile. Training, and he's done. Lacerda's maxed out in training, so he doesn't train down here in admin, but he does train twice there in logistics, which removes that speech token and gets him 4 points, but leaves that for me to get if I want to later on. Okay. Now we're looking at this symbol down here at the end of the round. Those are both already in the scraps bin, spare parts bin, or whatever it's called, so we don't swap those. You'll notice I don't really know the proper names for any of these things because my memory is just terrible like that. And I'd forever be looking stuff up. But you know what I mean, yeah. Okay, I'm first to pick. So we think Sandra's going to come down here into design, and I'm safe in design. Oh, we've got to fill this up. Okay, so my choices now will be to come to logistics and pick up some universal parts, I think, rather than mucking about with Kanban cards and these parts here. Just pick up universal parts, either get 2 and whatever is under here, or get 3 and just move forward 1 space there, or come down and grab some designs. Now looking at these designs, this is not a great selection. There's only one, because ideally I want to upgrade parts for cars I've got here now. So red, blue or grey, and there's no red at all. I think actually this is supposed to go there, but there's still no red. And there's nothing in these 4 slots that I want to do, unless I try and pick up a green car, but that means I need to get a green car out of here, and the only green car is right at the back of the queue, so that's 3 parts would need to go into there, and I'm just not into using the assembly line right now. I'm just not bothered about it. So what I'm going to do, I want to go to logistics, pick up parts, and maybe get fully certified and get whatever this is, because it could be another part, and even if it's not, it's going to be a book or bank shift. So, and then hopefully I'd really like, what have we got here? It'd be really nice if Lacerda would come down here, which isn't out of the question. If I pick the 3 slot in logistics, it's not out of the question that Lacerda will come down to design and clear out a bunch of these spaces. And even if he doesn't, Sandra is going to come down and clear out these 4, which will move these blue and the grey into those spaces, and hopefully ping up some reds or some other blues and greys up here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go logistics, and hopefully the design selection will get better. So let's move me down there onto the 3 slot. Sandra's going to come down here. She's going to take the 3 slot in design. Mr. Turczi is going to take the admin slot, which is going to be free. And Mr. Lacerda is going to take the logistics. But he's not, because I'm blocking it, and he's not going to take design because Sandra's blocking it. He's not going to take admin because that's where he came from, so he's coming up here to R&D. So he's going to do some more tested designs, which is going to cost me 4 points. And then he's going to take this truck, which will not trigger a meeting just yet. And Sandra gets to admin and then back up there. So then couple more turns will be 2 and 2, and looking at the end, looking towards the end. Right, so Mr. Lacerda's up here first. He's going to do 2 tested designs. So first one is going to be the engine in the concept car. Not tested designs, just upgraded designs. And he's going to put that there. Move that there for 5 points. I said 2 points. It's going to be 5 points. I forgot they score these, don't they? The second thing he's going to do is the ignition in the, what did we say that was? An SUV for the blue car. So the ignition, not ignition, battery. Battery in the SUV. The first upgrade in the SUV. For 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Painful loss of points for me there. 8 in one go. And he's also going to train. Forgot that. He's done. So down here in logistics, I can get fully certified. I can go 1, spend the book I have. I think I've got a book down here. Right, yes. So I can spend the book and a banked shift, or one of my shifts. Oh, I got banked shifts. Right. Let's see what we get out of the education. So there's spend the book. And then one of my 3 shifts to take this. I'm not first to there, so I don't get the points. I do get that, which is a universal part, which is quite good, since that's exactly what we've come here for. So I have 2 shifts remaining, and I'm going to take universal parts. And then I'm going to spend a bank shift making 4 shifts for a third part. So I'm just doing this 3 times. What have I just picked up? Right, let's lock that. Okay, 3 more of those parts, which is great. That's oh, I forgot I had this red design. That's perfect. That means next time, if I can get up to R&D on the 3 shift slot, I can do 4 upgrades. So I can pick up 3 designs next turn, then get up to R&D for 4 upgrades. So I'm done there. Sandra, she's not assessing me. She's clearing out these 4 cards that I don't like anyway. Moving those 4 that are definitely better. I think they're supposed to go to the top first, but... So yeah, that's better, because I definitely want those 2, and probably that one as well then, or that one. Good stuff. Right, so Sandra's done there, and Mr. Turczi is training there, and he's training there. I'm just going to check the certification tracker. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. So he should be 3, 4. He should be on there. And Mr. Lacerda has 1, 2, 3. So he should be there now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's unusual. Mr. Turczi's further ahead. It makes me because he's hit this a couple of times. Okay. I'm going to assume I've done that pretty much okay. No parts to worry about this turn. And Lacerda is first to pick, and he's going to go to assembly. Yes, assembly. So that's good for me, because that clears up the 3 slot in R&D, which I am just going to take. Sandra's coming down here to admin. She's going to trigger an end of the week meeting. And then Mr. Turczi's flip the whole pack again. Right, he's going to go there and end up in logistics. I'm first to act. Right, so what I want to do is 4 tested upgrades, I think. Don't want another car. No, I'm meant to go to design. Not up there. That doesn't interfere with anyone, so I'm going to design. That would have been bad. Okay, so Lacerda's going to pop out some more cars. He's going to take a body kit and try and put it in the red car, which he can't do because the red car requires all of these upgrades before he can place this in here. So then he's going to go to the black one, which he can't do, the concept car. Then the SUV, which he can't upgrade, and then finally the green car, which he can, which pops out this concept car onto the track there for 2 points for him. And then he's going to do another one. He's going to take the sat-nav off of Mr. Turczi's card. And again, he's going to try and place it in the red car, which he can't do. He can't put it in the concept car. He can't put it in the SUV, but he can put it in the green car, which pops out another concept car onto the track for another 2 points. Getting dangerously low, close to the meeting here. That's him done. Two parts provided. 2 cars popped out for 4 points. It's making me wonder if I want to try and pick up a concept car. Don't know. Just wondering if I should have an extra unlock. Where am I certified? Done that one. I'm certified in design, so I've got that design unlock now. Okay, right, enough of that. Mr. Turczi's go. He's going to take just this part. That's all he can take. Oh, he's going to do training. Did Mr. Turczi do his training up here? I think I forgot. So he can rob me of even more points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Painful. Did Mr. Turczi's, and he takes that part and puts it down there. So they now have all their 6 parts. I should actually probably put them in order because I think that's the order they replace them then. Now my go. So I have 1 design, but I have 4 spaces. I think I definitely want 3, and I want the truck. And the SUV designs from there. Now, the question is, do I want to take 2 black designs, 2 concept car designs, and take the black car? That will cost me 2 shifts to take that black car. And then 2 shifts to do upgrades. Now, it would be nice to get those 8 points from down there. But I suspect it's going to get me more points if I just do 4 tested upgrades. But I could take 1. It's still going to cost me 2 points to take the car. So let's grab that one, that one, that one, and that one. What have we got here? Engine, transmission, battery, and bodywork. I wonder if it would be better to take different ones. 2 bodywork ones. I'd like to try and get the ones that are going to be the parts that are going to be most upgraded, as well as the cars I can actually upgrade, but I'm kind of not exactly spoilt for choice. My choice is, yeah, that one. So those 4 designs, let's put them in my hand and then place them out here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can decide which I'm going to upgrade when I get there. Or should I just take 3 and some education? Decisions. I think I might put I don't even know where it was, so I better not. I've done it now. Okay. Sandra down here, she's going to assess me, but I'm certified in 3 departments, so I'm good. And then we're going to write here, for each car in my garage, I get 1 point for each part that's upgraded. So I've got a truck, a sports car, and the SUV. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points for that. These are much needed, or because I could easily go out at the end of this round. And then 1 point for each of my tested designs. So that's an additional 3. Shame I couldn't quite get back up to R&D. 1, 2, 3 before this meeting. But there, I'm on 14. And I'm going to lose 6 points because of those. Again, hanging in there. 5, 6, down to 8. And that marker moves along to there. So we're now 2 and 1. End of round stuff. Nothing to swap there. Stays. These are discarded. Okay. Take this one off. Put that back and shuffle it again. Okay, right, Mr. Lacerda, first to choose, I believe. Yep. Okay, and he is going to go to logistics. And Mr. Turczi is going to go to R&D. That's not too bad. All he's going to do is take a car. And he might make... No, I think he takes the black car. I was hoping maybe he took the grey car and made the black car cheaper. But I didn't take a plan for the black car, for the concept car anyway. So I'm coming up here into the 3 slot. And Sandra is just... She's going to skip R&D and go straight into assembly. Right, so Mr. Turczi first. He's going to do one of these upgrades. He's going to upgrade the bodywork in the city car. Put that there and take 2 points. And then he is going to take black car. And then everything moves around. Not quite up for another meeting. And I'm not going to take any, so we won't. Should I take another car? I can't. I don't know the end game scoring well enough to know whether it's advantageous to take another car. I definitely, just looking, I have this. So I am going to take that, and I had it some time ago, so I'm going to put that straight in there, because I'm short of those for this meeting that's coming up. I cannot remember, I cannot work out whether it's more advantageous for me to take another truck, or whether it's better to just get tested upgrades. And I think it's better just to get tested upgrades. How much is the truck worth? The truck's worth 4 points at the end of the game on its own. Whereas a tested upgrade is going to be worth 2, potentially 3, 4 points in there. Something I should have been looking at, that was actually. At least I get another one there. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do the 4 upgrades. Anyway, education. Turczi trains up to there. My go. Right, so lots of upgrades to do now. Let's flip that so it's not distracting me. Okay, so I have 4 parts. I have 3 shifts and a bank, and 1 I can use from the banked shift, so I'm good there. I definitely want to do this one because that's an scoring objective. So let's do that one first. We're going to take that and switch it for a battery, which we're going to put in the truck. And I'm going to put it there to take the book, which I cannot use this turn. But that is worth 2 points for me. The next best one to do for me, I think, is going to be this, the engine in the SUV. So we're going to take another universal part, take the engine, stick it in the SUV, and I'm going to take the 2 points there. So that's 2 for that, 2 for the upgrade. That moves up to there. Now I have to be careful because they're going to get points. Based on the number of these, they get points for that. So I've just given them 2 extra points, but that's not too bad. So that's 2 shifts. Now, do I want to upgrade bodywork twice or bodywork once and transmission once? What have they got down here? No bodywork parts. So I'm going to do the bodywork on the sports car and the bodywork on the truck. So let's do the sports car first. That's another one of these. And there's no preference where to put that. So that's 2 more points. And then finally, for my 4th shift, the bodywork on the truck. My last universal part. And there's no bonus to take on the truck, so that goes up to there. Yep, and another 2 points. Okay, productive go. Sandra, she's not assessing me, but she's going to clear out these pieces. Mr. Lacerda down here is going to play a Kanban card. And he's going to put it that way up and put out 1 battery and 1 engine. Then he's going to take transmission. Not going to take transmission, but he's going to take that engine, which I think means the oldest part is returned to the supply. Let's just check that. No, I wish that's what they did. They discard the one that's lowest on this scale. So same difference. And then he is going to flip. He's going to keep flipping these cards until he finds the battery, because that's the only part that's left. At which point he's going to discard either transmission again or either sat nav again or the transmission. So let's just chuck the sat nav. That goes to the bottom of there. And he can't take education because he's fully trained. Okay, so that's the 4 of us done. There's no parts to compare down there. There's no discard pile for these. Right, what's going on this round? And who's first to pick? I think it's Mr. Turczi's first to pick. He's going to assembly, except he's not because Sandra's blocking, so he's going down into logistics. Now it's me, so I'm back to the start of my cycle of parts, designs, upgrades. What's the odds of Mr. Lacerda going up to? He's probably not going to go up to R&D, so we're not looking at another meeting this turn. So I can't get into logistics at the moment. I could come down into admin and use the admin action to take parts. I think I spent a bank. I should have spent a banked shift up here, shouldn't I? I should be on 4. So I come down here into admin, spend bank shifts to get more parts. Or I can come down into design. What's the design situation looking like? I can pick up, well, I've still got one. So I can pick up 3 more designs this turn. 3 more likely looking designs. I've got a book as well. So if I pick up 3 designs, spend 1 shift on education, 1 shift on, and my book, I can get another speech token and whatever's under here. So that's good. Let's do that. Yep, I can do that. Down here into the... Sandra is going to skip logistics and hit design where I am. Now I can't move into a space where Sandra is. I'm fairly sure she can move into a space where I am. In the solo rules. On your turn, use the addition that you must obey the 2-player rule that you may not move to the department corresponding to Sandra's location. Okay, well she can move to mine. So Lacerda then is going to take the bottom one of these and go into design, except he's not because we're filling it up, and so he's going into admin. Yeah, right. So Lacerda, Turczi's first up here. There is nothing to take. It's completely empty, and he does not play any Kanban cards. So he's just going to go to there on the education tracker, and he is done. Sandra is not going to assess me because I'm not worst here. She is going to clear out these 4, none of which are ones I wanted, which is really good for me. Oh, Sandra being extra nice to me. And then my go. Right, so 1 shift and 1 book. I get this speech token. And I get this token, which is a bank shift. Which I can't spend this turn, but I couldn't anyway. So I have 2 natural shifts left and 1 bank shift if I want to. So let's take, we can get this body kit up the top, and they don't have any body kit at the moment. So that one. Those 2 for sure, and that one. So let's take those 3 and spend a bank shift to do that. Right, so 3 of those. So I can take I can take 2 books and a bank shift, or 2 bank shifts and a book. Now, where do I want to get educated? I'm educated, I'm certified both of those. So there's points there for that certification. Certification in logistics. Am I certified in logistics? Yes, I am. So I'm fully certified everywhere I need to be for points. So I'm not that bothered about getting more books, getting more education. There are points for education at the end of the game. There are points available. Let's take 1 bank shift and 2 books. And if I get the opportunity to train up, then those books are there anyway. I've fought those bank shifts. That's plenty of bank shifts. Let's move these up. sorry, lost the train of thought there for a sec. That's me done there. Now, Lacerda down here, he's going to train there for 1, which he's not, and then here for 2. And he's done. That was a nice low damage go for me. Okay, nothing to compare here. Feels like it's picking up pace a little bit. Sandra is going to go to admin, moving that onto 3. And then we just need 1 more meeting and we're on the end game. It's going to be tempting to take a car to push the end game. I don't know. So who are we up first? Mr. Turczi's first to pick. He's going to take that one. He can't go to logistics because he's already there. He can't go to design. He's coming down to admin. Sandra is coming to admin. I'm next and I'm going... I need parts, don't I? So I'm going to come here so I can pick up a bunch of parts. I would be tempted to go to admin and train up in admin, but I can't because it's all blocked out. So there, I'm going there so I can pick up parts. And Lacerda is going to go to assembly and bang out some more cars. Which is bad because it means he's going to get points, but only 4. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so Lacerda up here in assembly. He's going to take an engine. I mean, we might find that he can't actually place these parts now. Although this is clear, so we will be able to. So he's going to try and put that in the sports car, which he can. Green one comes out. These all shift up. So that's 2 points for the green car. Oh, I think I've missed a couple of these. So yeah, certainly that's gone. Not that it matters to them. The second car part he's going to try and provide is the body kit, which can also go in the red car. Red car because Sandra's at the bottom in admin, sports car. Really need to shift all those up. So that's another 2 points. Back down to 12. I just need to make sure I'm above 0 at the end of this round. So I think he's done. He can't train anymore. And there are now 4 cars out here on the track. So that's the maximum that we can have there. Okay, I don't need to train here. I'm just going to spend 3 in a banked shift to take 4 universal parts. That didn't work out very well at all. Okay, I had a sudden horrible thought and I'm proven right. I can only do this once per turn. So I've already cheated once this turn, this game. So I thought that seemed a bit powerful. So I've already blown that early. So I'll take one for one shift. I'm going to need to play a Kanban card then. Now, can I get 3 parts out? I can. This is going to be tricky now. It's almost like they designed it that way. So I need bodywork and I need transmission. So that way I can get put that out there. Why didn't you shout when I got it wrong the first time? Okay. So that is a second action and earns me a banked shift back for playing a Kanban card. And now for third and fourth actions, I'm going to take all of those parts and hope I can swap some of this stuff. This may mean I actually take another car instead if I can't use all these parts. Anyway, that's me done there. Mr. Turczi trains there, and then he trains there again because that's where Sandra is. And now Sandra is going to assess, and I'm certified enough in those departments. In 3 departments, I'm certified, so I don't pay any penalties. Now, so for each car in my garage, I get 1 point for each upgrade type. So I've still got a truck, sports car, and SUV. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points for that. Take me up to 23. And then 1 point for each of my tested designs. So 4, 7 more points for tested designs. Take me up to 30. And then, because they haven't been into R&D much, only losing 2 because of that. Hopefully this might be a high scoring game with a bit of luck. We shall see. So that moves up to there. Sandra's done. So the next person who takes a car from here triggers the final meeting and the end game. Whether that's going to be me or one of the bots, I'm not decided yet. I think I might just trigger it if I get the chance. That's a shuffle. Okay, so who's up first? Lacerda. He's going to design. And it's free, so he's going there. And then Mr. Turczi's going to admin, except he's already there, so he's going up there. So he's going to take that car and trigger the final meeting. So actually I get to pick first, but I'd have picked that anyway, and it wouldn't have blocked in. And then Sandra's coming up here, and she's going to try and get into R&D, but she can't, so she's going into logistics. Okay, Mr. Turczi, what you're going to do, you're going to upgrade the sat-nav in the sports car. Doesn't matter where that goes, and you get 3 points for that. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to take, what's the best car is the sports car. Nope, the concept car. So he's going to put that down there in his little collection of cars. And we're going to have a meeting and an end of game. Okay. So my go. Can I get 4 upgrades with parts I've got? I've got 1 universal part. And I've got 2 electronics and 1 transmission. So I've got a transmission for that. And we can do that. And I can swap that for, let's do it now, for the bodywork kit. So one of these I can't get an upgrade for. So he's taken the concept car and there's no blue cars out. There is another truck, so I could take the truck for one shift instead. Right, this is wrong. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do it, and take the truck, which is at the front, for one shift as well. I'm not certified in logistics, am I? Assembly? No. I'm not certified in assembly, so I can't take this nice nifty one there. So these are going to go to waste, except these are worth points, I think, at the end of the game. So I'll get 2 more. Okay. It would have been nice to have been able to get certified and get extra points, but priorities. Okay, so for my first shift up here, I'm going to take the truck. Put it in there and get two books, 2 more books, which I think are worth 1 point each at the end of the game. Then I'm going to do 3 upgrades. Right, let's move, barely matters at this point, let's move those round. Okay, so first of all, the transmission in the SUV. I'm not interested in bank shifts, but I can get another book for another point. That goes up to there. I get 2 points for that. Then we're going to upgrade the bodywork in the SUV. I'll take that for a bank shift. Bank shifts might be worth points, actually. 2 more points for that. I could do this all at the end, but I'll probably forget one. And then this to upgrade the bodywork in the concept car, which isn't a tested design. Oh well. Never mind. So that was bodywork in the concept car, which has no extra bonus for me. So that's my 4 shifts spent there. Okay, it wasn't that bad. Sandra is not going to assess me here, but she's just going to remove these parts. And she's done. And then Lacerda down here is going to take designs from the second column. That one's going to, not that one. That one is going to earn in 2 production points. And I think he gets points for the other one in the end game scoring. So 2 for the one that went to the bottom of the pack. And that's done. So now we have weekly scoring and then end of game scoring. Now I need to watch out. I don't have a ton of speech bubbles. I've only got 3. And I need to save enough. Well, this is worth 6. So what's everything worth to me at the moment? This is worth 4. This is worth 8. This is worth 8. This is worth nothing to me now because I spent them all. So I don't want that. So I can. So instead of that one, I could take that. So that's 6. If I score them all. And out of my hand, this is worth 6. This is worth 4. This is worth designs, that's worth nothing, and that's worth nothing. So so that one out my hand is worth 6. 8 and 8. So that one, and the 6 out of my hand, or the 6 in the final scoring. It doesn't really matter. Let's see, because I'm not first, I'm last to play actually. Let's just check these certification tracks. So Mr. Turczi is certified in 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's there. Mr. Lacerda is certified in 1, 2, 3, 4. So he should be there, I think. Not that it makes much difference. So I am last to play. I'm certified in 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that's all correct. So I'm last to play. Mr. Turczi's first. He's going to play there. I mean, this takes the decision out of my hand, so he gets 2 for that. Then Mr. Lacerda plays there and gets 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. At least I've definitely survived to the end of it. Oh no, don't say that. I might not survive to the end of this meeting. Right. So I'm going to play here for 8. I'm going to move all of these. I'm going to move them all over here, stop me zipping around, and I'm also going to grab the card I want to play out of my hand and move it down here to save too much zipping around. Okay, I'm going to play that one up there for 8. What's that? 23.31. Back to Mr. Turczi. He's going to play here for 4. Oh, should I have done that one for 4? Yeah, because Lacerda's going to come in and take that one for 8 if I do that. So that was an 8, and that one's an 8. There's no way I could have stopped that. So he's taking that 1, 2, 3, 4. Lacerda's playing that one for 4. I know. Does he care? Does he take the maximum whether he goes in the 1 multiplier or not? Mr. Lacerda picks the cards, placing speech tokens from left to right, starting from the leftmost. I'm doing these backwards. It does matter in a minute. We'll play this. He picks cards and scores the maximum available multiplier for each such card. Maximum available. I think he's just gonna. I think he takes the 8 on that one. Then did I do back to 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's his 8. So Turczi, Lacerda, now me. I got this one for 4, 0, my one for 6. So back up on 6 to 29. Now he should have, Mr. Turczi should have been playing from right to left. Which means he would have been, if all things reversed, he would have played there for 4 more points. And so that leaves me with a 0 there. So I'm going to save this one for the end of game scoring, okay? So I'm going to put that one back on my mat. We're going to clear these. We don't really need to be too neat about this because, in fact, I'm just going to get that card out of the way. Everything's done there. this is all dealt with. There's no point putting more out because we're not going to play them. So I'm just going to clear that all out the way. The meeting goes back up here, and that moves to the 2. So I think that then triggers the end game. I don't think we have another round of anything. The production cycle marker, we're going to finish the day, including a possible end of week scoring meeting or both. Yeah, so we finish the day, so we don't start another day. Yeah, that's correct. And then we proceed to final scoring, which is on the back page of this manual that you can't see. Okay, spend 1 speech token per achievement I want to claim. So I'm going to take the 1 off my board and put it there for 6 points. That makes 31. Earn 1 production point per shift you have banked. So that's 6. Did I spend? I think I spent 1 on that last round up here. So that's 5. Earn 1 production point per speech token, book, and parts voucher. They're parts vouchers, not universal parts. I'm getting that wrong all the way through. So how many books have I got here in this stupid stack? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No parts vouchers. And no speech tokens left. So another 5 points. Take me up to 41. Score for relative positions on each department's training track. This is different in the solo. We have to do for each department's training track on which I'm furthest ahead, I earn 5 production points. So 1, 2, so I'm furthest ahead in 2 departments, so we get another 10 for that. And for each of my tested designs, so this hopefully is where we're going to have a bonanza, even though I did cheat a little bit. Gain production points equal to the value of the car part depicted on it, indicated in the upgrade value track. Oh no, first of all, I gain production points for each of the cars in my garage based on this. So 4, 8, 13, 16 points for that. So 10, 15, 16. And now we're doing this. Right, so I have... so this is for each of my tested designs. So 1, 2, 3 bodywork kits, which are worth 5 each. So that's another 15. 72, 82. Batteries, which are worth 4 points. I've got, doing this around the wrong way, but never mind. I've got 8 points, taking me up to 90. Engines, which are worth 6 points. I've got 2, which takes me up to 12, which is 102. And transmission parts, I've got 1, which is worth 3. And sat nav, I have 1, which is worth 3. So that is the end of my scoring. And then we have to look at the scoring for the Mr. Turczi and Mr. Lacerda. They then score 5 production points per training track on which either of them are furthest ahead. So that is 1, 2, 3. So that's 15 points off of my score. So 98, 93. 2 points per design tile left in their area. So that's 1 there and 4 there, so that's another 10. Off, taking me down to 83. 2 to 6 points per car that they have. So their concept cars are worth 6 and the city car is worth 2. So that's 12, 14 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, down to 69. Nice. And 2 to 6 points per car part they collected equal to the value of that car part. Okay, so this is like ours. They have 3 engines worth 6 each, so that's 18 points. 59, 51. They have 1 of the digital parts, 1 transmission and 1 battery, which is worth 610 for the lot, taking them down to 41. And that is that. So let's just put the ranks up on. Let's just put the rankings up so we can see where we've got to. Okay, look, there's Sandra. And the ranks. How many points did we get? 41 points. We're not Musketeer because we haven't got 5 cars of 1 model. We haven't got that. CEO, 50 points or more. No, factory manager, we have 30 points or more. We have 3 or more cars. Tested designs that have a total value of 12 or more. I think we do, yeah. 5 or more bank shifts. Did we end up with 5 bank shifts or 4? And 4 or more certifications. We only have 3 certifications. So we're so close to factory manager. Assistant supervisor, 15 points after scoring yes, 2 or more tested designs, 2 or more bank shifts, and 2 or more certifications. So yeah, we're assistant supervisor. Just 1 certification off a factory manager. And that's because I didn't, if I looked at those and I was aware of those, I might have pushed for a certification. I think it's kind of justified that I don't get that anyway, because we did cheat. I cheated on this once. I took these parts more than once per turn. You can only do that once per turn. So we should have taken 1 of those and then some other parts from here. We probably could have made it work. I'm not sure we'd have got all these up-tested designs, but anyway, I'll annotate that when I do the video, when I do the editing. So I really like this as a solo game. I think it's really good, actually. I think it might be my favorite. I think the whole Kanban EV actually might be my favorite of all of Vital's games, both multiplayer and solo. I've played it multiplayer about 5 times and solo about 5 times, I think now, all on Tabletopia. And I just think it's really cool. It looks very confusing when you start, but it's not that complicated. I mean, obviously, there are still things to trip over like there are in all of these games, especially when you're playing on your own and someone's not there to point stuff out to you. It's the bot system by David is really slick. This is really clever. The upgraded design by the graphic design here by Ian O'Toole is, as usual, excellent. But this is really clear. Everything you need to know, apart from that you can only do this once per turn, is on the board. I just, it took me, like I say, it took me 4 games before I managed to actually finish a whole game. So the last practice game I did before this one was the first time I've actually finished a full game. It takes a while to work out. If you're on 0 points at the end of the day, the end of the week when Sandra's down here, or when one of these meetings finishes, if you're on 0 points, that's it. That's the end of the game. Even if it's the first time the first week Sandra's been down there, you're that's it, out of the game. And that was a bit of a shock because that's not happened in any of that's not happened in any of Vital's games as far as I know. Don't think it happens in CO2. I'd have to check that one. But certainly the other ones I've played, that doesn't happen. So that was a bit of a shock, and it took a while to work out how to maintain enough points. I think that my first turn coming up here, getting certified, getting 1 design, that's the fastest way I've found to get 8 to 10 points on the board, which you then need pretty early on. Sandra can zip down really fast if you block up these places, and Sandra comes down. She can get back down to admin in 2 turns, well, 3 turns. So you've got to get some points pretty quickly. Especially if these guys are coming up here hitting R&D and getting a lot of tested designs. They start with 4 designs here. That's 8 points immediately. So if they're coming up here and they're pushing out these cars, Lacerda pushes these out for 2 points at a go, and starts flipping these design tiles for 2 points a go, you can easily end up on 0. Especially then if Sandra's coming up, hitting some places. If you've not got certified up here and Sandra comes up here on day 2, that could be like 6 minus 14 points easily. Keeping ahead of where Sandra's going and getting certified or qualifying, it's actually easier, I think, to get certified than it is to get some of these assessment levels. I mean, 3 cars in your garage, by the time Sandra gets to here, that's pretty heavy going. I don't think that's possible. Well, yeah. No, I don't think that's possible. Unless she skips that one, you can't get enough designs and then get back up here with enough shifts to get 3 cars in your garage if she doesn't skip assembly on her first go round. Likewise, 3 upgraded designs is no way that's going to happen. So you have to come up here and get this straight away. Get certified here straight away. Get ahead of the competition so you don't get assessed. This one's possible to get 3 parts, get 3 designs is possible. And to get certified in 3 departments by the time she's back down in admin. And you can't block her in admin. She's got her own desk. So she's always going to come to admin. You can't see that, can you? Yeah. She's got her own desk in admin, so you can't block her. Anyway, it's great. It's a really good solo game. I really like that one. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this one as much as I did. Please remember to like and subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Click the thumbs up button on this video, please. And also go to the Board Game Geek link in the description and give a thumbs up on that video. That's a really important one for me. If you like what I'm doing, because that gets up in the results in Board Game Geek. So when people go to the Kanban EV page, they will see that and they will come here and have a look. So that's a good one. If you want to help out, just click those things. If you want to help out a bit more, then we have a Patreon. So you can come along, you can pledge some money every month. We've got some goals. We've got a Slack chat where you can come along and tell me what you want to see played. If I haven't got it, I can probably borrow it. And if I can't borrow it, then I'll just have to go out and buy it. And of course, your Patreon money will help that. It'll also help with some improved equipment, maybe. Anyway, thanks for watching. It's been a good one. Really enjoyed that. And I'll see you again soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.